At some point, money stopped being real. Not physically. You can still touch it, see numbers on a screen, swipe a card. But real in the sense of meaning something concrete, scarce, and grounded in reality. Here's the unsettling part. Most people don't remember when this happened. Most people don't even realize it did happen. Yet this single forgotten moment explains why prices feel detached from wages, why debt no longer scares governments, why trillions can appear overnight, but basic life feels harder every year. So the question isn't what is money. The real mystery is when did money stop representing anything real, and why didn't anyone notice? To answer that, we have to go back to the beginning and follow the chain reaction that reshaped the global economy forever. For most of human history, money was not abstract. It was grain. It was cattle. It was metal pulled from the earth with human labor. Gold and silver became dominant not because they were shiny, but because they were scarce, durable, and difficult to fake. Money represented work already done. If you held money, you held proof of value created in the past. Kings couldn't print gold. Governments couldn't invent silver. That limitation was the point. But limitations are inconvenient, especially for empires. As nations grew larger, wars grew more expensive. Taxes weren't enough. Borrowing became normal. And slowly, money began to change from a store of value into a tool of control. The twist is this. The system didn't collapse when money stopped being real. It actually became more powerful. The earliest cracks appeared with paper money. Paper was supposed to represent gold stored somewhere safe. A receipt, a claim, a promise. At first it worked, because trust still existed. But rulers noticed something dangerous. People didn't ask for gold very often, so governments printed more paper than gold they had. Just a little at first, then more, then much more. This wasn't fraud in their minds. It was flexibility. Wars accelerated the process. World War I shattered the gold standard across Europe. Countries suspended convertibility. Money printing funded survival. After the war, no one wanted to go back. The lesson learned wasn't restraint, it was opportunity. If money could be created during emergencies, why not during recessions, elections, social unrest? Reality had begun to loosen its grip. The mid-20th century introduced a new philosophy. Money should be managed, not constrained. Central banks rose in power. Economists replaced goldsmiths. Models replaced metal. Under the Bretton Woods system, currencies were tied to the US dollar, and the dollar was tied to gold. It looked stable. But behind the scenes, the US was spending more than it earned, funding wars, welfare programs, and global influence. Foreign governments started noticing something strange. There were more dollars in circulation than gold backing them. The math didn't work anymore. Confidence held until it didn't. On August 15, 1971, President Richard Nixon went on television and made an announcement most people barely understood. The U.S. would no longer convert dollars into gold. Temporarily, he said, that temporary decision was never reversed. And in that quiet moment, money officially stopped representing anything real. No metal, no fixed limit. No anchor to physical reality. From that day forward, money became a belief system. Its value depended on confidence, enforcement, and habit, not scarcity. This wasn't debated publicly. There was no global vote. Life continued as normal, and that's why it was forgotten. Once money was free from reality, everything else followed. Governments could borrow endlessly. Central banks could manipulate interest rates. Debt no longer had to be repaid, just rolled forward. Money creation exploded. But here's the crucial effect most people miss. When money has no anchor, prices lose meaning. Asset prices soared, not because value increased, but because currency units multiplied. Stocks, real estate, and financial instruments absorbed the excess. Wages didn't. Labor remained tied to time and effort. Money was not. This split created the modern economic paradox. People work harder in an economy richer than ever, yet feel poorer. The breaking point didn't come all at once. It came in waves. The dot-com bubble, the 2008 financial crisis, the pandemic-era money explosion. Each time, the response was the same. Create more money. Trillions appeared digitally faster than any gold mine could ever produce. Markets stopped reacting to fundamentals. They reacted to policy signals. Money was no longer measuring the economy. The economy was reacting to money. This reversal changed everything. Reality was now downstream from finance. The fallout is everywhere but rarely explained. Savings lose value by design. Debt becomes permanent. Speculation replaces productivity. Entire generations are priced out of assets, not because they lazy, but because money is created faster than they can earn it. Meanwhile, inequality widens, not by conspiracy alone, but by mechanics. Those closest to money creation benefit first. Those paid last suffer most. This is called the Cantillon effect, and it's not a theory, it's a pattern repeated for decades. Every attempted fix avoided the core issue. Gold standards were dismissed as too rigid. Interest rate hikes caused crashes. Regulation slowed innovation, but not instability. No one wanted to re-anchor money, because anchors limit power. Instead, abstraction increased. Derivatives. Financial engineering, digital currencies, algorithmic markets. Money didn't return to reality. Reality adapted to money. Today, money exists mostly as numbers on screens. Most people never see it created, never question its origin, never ask what it represents. Yet patterns repeat globally. Currency devaluation, asset bubbles, debt normalization, social unrest. New technologies didn't change the system, they accelerated it. Digital money isn't the future. It's the logical conclusion of money without meaning. When money stopped representing anything real, we lost more than metal backing. We lost a shared reference point. Money used to tell us something true about the world, about scarcity, effort, and trade-offs. Now it tells us what policy wants us to believe. Belief is powerful until it isn't. Money is no longer a neutral measure. It's an active force, shaping behavior. When money loses meaning, prices become signals of power, not value. Understanding money today requires understanding trust, psychology, and control, not just math. Here's the warning. Systems built on belief last only as long as belief holds. And here's the open-ended thought. What happens when people collectively realize money doesn't represent reality, but replaces it? That moment hasn't fully arrived yet. But history suggests it always does. If this helped you see money differently, subscribe. Because the next question isn't what money is. It's what replaces it when belief finally breaks.